Hello and welcome to our monthly spotlight look at Kino Lorber and everything coming out from Kino Lorber and their partner labels during the month of July 2023. First of all, I want to thank Kino Lorber for making these videos possible. I can't think of anybody else that's doing comprehensive monthly coverage of everything coming out from Kino Lorber. So I want to thank them for making these videos possible. I want to thank you for checking them out. These aren't meant to be, collection update videos. These are a service to show you what's coming out so you can make an informed decision about what you want to add to your own collection. So thanks to you guys for watching them. Thanks to Kino Lorber for making them possible. First, some housekeeping. We've got 2 June titles that were not here in time for my June coverage. One of them is The Great Train Robbery with Sean Connery, Donald Sutherland, and Leslie Ann Down. And here's the special features. It does have alternate artwork. By the way, I'm not going to be reviewing these movies. This is, I'm going to go as quick as I can because we've got over 30 titles to talk about here. And full disclosure, it's record-breaking heat outside, and I've got the air conditioner turned off because of the noise that the microphone picks it up. So that's what's going on. We're going to go quick here. The Bridges at Toko-Ri is another one from June that I did not have on hand. Great cast on this. It's a good movie. William Holden, Grace Kelly, Frederick March, and Mickey Rooney. This has an audio commentary and the theatrical trailer. No alternate art on this. Where there is alternate artwork, I've reversed it so you can see it. Now on to July. William Friedkin's To Live and Die in LA has arrived on 4K. This is a 4K Blu-ray combo pack. I am still trying to cover the French Connection situation. Hopefully you saw my video about the French Connection and what's going on with the missing dialogue in multiple places that only apparently affects the US. I'm not done with that story. I was hoping we'd hear something. In the meantime, we have To Live and Die in LA on 4K, which I'm really grateful for. This does have a ton of special features. I'm not going to read all this stuff to you. Please freeze it. Use your remote or your however you want to pause this. Use your remote device to pause and read. No alternate artwork here either. Needful Things, based on the Stephen King book. This is an interesting one because this is also in 4K and the Blu-ray. It has the 191-minute TV cut of the film as the special feature. So we've got audio commentary by Fraser C. Heston, moderated by Scorpion Releasing's Walt Olson. Rest in peace, Walt Olson. That's on the 4K version. And then the 191-minute television cut of the film, which I've not seen. Have you guys seen that? That's a huge... The theatrical cut is 120 minutes. So we're talking about 71 minutes longer. So I'm really curious about that. And then The Devil is in the Details, an interview with a screenwriter. Did this have? Yes. Boom. We have a new film noir box set. This is volume 15, The Dark Side of Cinema volume 15, with 3 titles taken from the Universal library. We've got Man Afraid from 1957. Commentary by David Del Valle and David Dakota. We have 1957's Is Stalin Alive, with an audio commentary by Emma Westwood and Paul Anthony Nelson. And we have, this is one I'm really interested in because of the cast. I've not seen it yet. Most of this I haven't had a chance to see yet because it came in and, we talk about it all the time. The Tattered Dress with Jeff Chandler. Gene Crane. This has a commentary by film scholar Jason A. Nye that the level of research, and so Dr. Jason he's a doctor, he's a professor, and there is so much scholarly information in his commentaries, but he doesn't do them in a way that's dry, that feels like, not that it would be a bad thing. I mean, I enjoy film school and learning about things, but he makes it so approachable, and I really have come to value those commentaries. Human Desire, Broderick Crawford, Glenn Ford, Gloria Graham. This has, yes, they're similar, but they're different pieces of artwork. This is a film noir. One of the things I want to talk to Frank about the next time I talk to him, Frank Tarzi, which I've talked to twice. Frank Tarzi is the basically the man that makes these releases happen for Kino Lorber, and we've talked to him twice before. If you haven't seen those, please do check them out. They're in the Kino Lorber playlist. I've probably popped them up here too. I want to ask him, what decision, like, how is this is a film noir from 1954, why does this get a standalone release and other movies get the box set treatment? Is this a higher prestige title? higher regard in the noir community. I'm just really curious about what leads to that decision. Gloria. This is Gina Rowlands in a 1980 film by Cassavetes, and it's got no commentaries. We got 2 theatrical trailers, no alternate artwork, but I know a lot of people really, really enjoy this movie, and I'm super happy that this is on disc now. Next up is technically it's a re-release. We're talking about 52 Pickup. This has been out from Kino Lorber before. In fact, I have it on my... So I've got Kino Lorber releases behind me, but I ran out of room like a long time ago, like well over a year ago. I've got an entire wall of Kino Lorber over on the other side with just the black spines. Like these are here because they've got the colorful spines. All the black spines are over on another wall. And I'm working in this room constantly. I mean, there's thousands and thousands and thousands of movies in this room, but my goal is to get maybe something that where I can film over there if I want to as well. But my point is 52 Pickup has been out before. No special features on that. I think it had trailers on it. Now we've got an audio commentary by Steve Mitchell and Edwin Samuelson. We've got an isolated music track with a composer, Gary Chang, and then TV spots and trailer. And I don't think this had, no alternate artwork on this either. I don't think it's a new transfer, in case anybody wants to know here. I'll hold that up. Seems to be the same transfer, but they will sometimes put things, sometimes they used to use... and I don't know that it's the case for this. You can go to Kino Lorber's website to check. But in the past, maybe they've used a 25 gigabyte disc, 25 gigabyte Blu-ray. Now sometimes they'll use a 50. So it has more room on the disc and it's not compressed. Number 1 with a bullet. Boy, am I excited about checking this one out. So this is Robert Carradine, who is super cool. One of the, of course, the Carradine family. And Billy D. Williams. So you get a Colt 45 references, but I'm not going to make any of them. I'm just going to talk about Number 1 with a bullet. This is I'm so happy this is on disc now. Audio commentary by action film historians Mike Leader and Arne Vinema. Those guys do really fun commentaries. You guys want some Steve McQueen? How about Nevada Smith? This is a 1966 Western that has commentary by my friend and yours, C. Courtney Joyner, and producer Mark Jordan Logan and film historian Henry Park. They do great commentary work together. They really know their Western movie history inside and out. We do have alternate artwork here. I could spend 15 minutes talking about American Westerns, and why I love them. I've talked so much about Westerns. I just want to, I probably need to do a video about Westerns. Maybe I could tap Mr. Joyner to talk about Westerns. Would you guys be interested in that? Dead Heat on a Merry-Go-Round. This is everything. This is James Coburn in I was looking for the director. Bernard Girard, 1966. Coburn is a guy, he made a bunch of movies during this era that they've just disappeared. I feel like they're completely out of circulation. We missed something, but some of them were on DVD, out of print. This is through Columbia. A lot of these guys were signed to maybe 20th Century Fox, or they were signed to one of these companies that got bought by another company, and then all the stuff just went out of print. I don't think they'll be out of print forever, but it makes me really happy to see certain things coming back around. Coburn getting his due. We had a George Peppard moment about a year. It's probably been closer to 2 years ago now, where we were just getting all these George Peppard movies because of the licensing deals and like his contracts with studios at that time. So I'm really excited about this. It does not have anything besides the commentary, besides the trailer, no commentaries or anything like that. Here's another one that I'm super, super excited about. A Dandy in Aspic. This is an Anthony Mann movie. I love Anthony Mann. His economy in directing, and he made big movies, but he started in small movies. He started in Bees, and I love the Bees. And this is a 1968 film that we're not really talking about. This is not something I hear a lot of people talking about. So this is a good time for people to discover Anthony Mann, and it does have some really substantial special features here. And I think this, I thought it had alternate artwork, but it does not. And then the Anderson tapes with Sean Connery. That's 2 Sean Connery movies this month, for the month of July. Well, June and July, with 2 that we've covered in this video. And I believe this one does have, got alternate artwork here. All right, so that's going to wrap up our Kino Lorber Studio Classics titles, which are going to be your studio movies. Now let's get into the independents and the partner labels and all of those things. So we're going to kick it off with Only in Theaters, a documentary that I really enjoyed. I wrote a review about this for CerealAtMidnite.com. It's also at Letterboxd. It's also on IMDb, under the critics section of IMDb, if you want to read that review. But here's what I'm going to tell you. This is a documentary about the Laemmle Theater and how it was, it's championing the Laemmles as a family. It's championing the theater chain. It's championing independent film and the idea of trying to survive in an era where people are just going to see big blockbuster movies. And then COVID hits and it goes to a whole other level. It's a really interesting story about the importance of independent theaters, community theaters, not like community, you know what I mean, like theaters in your community, independent movie theaters. But here's what I'm going to tell you. So I have just done an interview with the director and with Gregory Laemmle, the man who owns and has run the Laemmle theater chain for many years. That video will be, well, it's going to be a podcast. So it'll be the next episode of the podcast as this goes up. So within probably 2 days, that'll be up on both the podcast feed and here on, if you're watching this, well, you are watching this on YouTube. It'll be on YouTube and it'll be on the podcast feed. Great documentary. It's got extensive special features here with like talking to important people about films like Leonard Maltin, Cameron Crowe, Ava DuVernay, and many more, just talking about their love of movies, how they came to love movies, and the importance of the theater experience. Chile 76, this is a movie from, obviously it's Chilean, and it's about, set during the early days of Augusto Pinochet's dictatorship. It's a character study, gripping suspense. I'll let you read that because I don't want to sit here and read to you guys. Close to Vermeer. This is about an art exhibit in Amsterdam. It's a documentary about gathering together all these art pieces, and it kind of shows how these exhibits come to be. The Cow Who Sang a Song into the Future. This is a movie with magic realism in it about a woman who... She's a dead woman who bubbles up from the bottom of a river. I think it's a river. And she's alive and she's breathing, and it goes from there. I'm trying to remember where some of these are from, because I did research when they came in, but because I haven't had a chance to watch most of these yet. One of these is Argentinian. I'm not sure if this was the one that was Argentinian. Anyway, magic realism is all but lost in our modern society. T.S. Eliot's four quartets, Rafe finds. This is in the early days of COVID. He decided to commit T.S. Eliot's 4 quarters to memory, and he did, and then he took it on tour. And this is a video document of that performance. It's got a theatrical trailer, audio commentary by Sophie Fiennes, moderated by writer Hari Kunzru. I'm sorry. I don't even know if I knew these existed. These are two Tintin movies, or for being very specific, Tintin, Les Aventures de Tintin. These are French Tintin movies. Of course, Hollywood made it big. Well, it wasn't just Hollywood, but who was it? It was Spielberg, Peter Jackson. Wasn't someone else involved in that as well? Was Del Toro involved with Tintin? Bringing that to a CGI sort of a movie. But back in the 60s, 1961 and 1964, we got Tintin, or Tintin, and the Mystery of the Golden Fleece, and Tintin and the Blue Oranges. Both of them are on one disc. They run 102 minutes and 100 minutes. There are no features here, but they're in color, and this seems like the kind of thing that could delight me. You know, like, I love these early 60s, would you just call them sort of family-friendly adventures? I guess I'm kind of thinking of the Doctor Who movies that existed, the Amicus produced Doctor Who movies with Peter Cushing as the Doctor, and how those aren't the same as the Doctor Who TV series, but they are delightful in their own way. If they're anything close to that, I don't even know why those connect to me, because they're very different, but it's kind of the same time period, adapted from previous existing stuff. We have a new entry in the F.W. Murnau collection. This is a Blu-ray of Michael, which is a 1924 German film. Of course, it's silent, and it has here. I'm just gonna hold it up, let you read all of that, but it does have interesting special features audio commentary by Amanda Doxtator and Maxine Savage, scholars of Scandinavian cinema. I'm going to tell you guys, so obviously, like if you trace the evolution of these Kino Lorber spotlights, I've always been a studio pictures guy, the Kino Lorber studio classics, because I love studio films. I love Hollywood. I love the golden age of Hollywood, and that's really what that is. But these other titles that these spotlight videos afford me the opportunity to see and to check out often have not been on my radar, and they are film school. So like the Kino Lorber studio classics are our movie past, right? They're our movie heritage. Then everything else that's coming out, like this is End of the World, a film by Abel Gance. This is it's 1931, Abel Gance's first sound film and France's first all-talking picture in a 2K restoration. It was a multi-million-dollar super production depicting the approaching apocalypse presented in 2K from Gaumont. Like, this is the kind of thing that I never would have been able to check out before. Would have been off my radar. And now, I am having such a great time discovering these things. Not that I enjoy everything, but there is so much out there beyond what gets talked about every single, on all the YouTube channels that are covering things, that are covering the Needful Things 4K or the To Live and Die in LA. Things like this absolutely blow me away. This could very well end up on my best of the year list. I'm talking more and more about my best of the year list because consistently I'm being blown away. Soundies, the ultimate collection. This is made in partnership with the Library of Congress. It is a collection it is 600 minutes long, so that's 10 hours of, quote, soundies. Basically short music videos from the 1940s, the early 1940s. Soundies have been called the music videos of the 1940s, but it doesn't begin to describe their cultural importance. It goes on to talk about how the soundies reflected the times as they actually were and maybe weren't seen in movies, which at that time were more heavily censored or controlled by the studios, and they were just a more accurate representation of what was really happening in our society through music. They reference specifically remarkable range of talent from big band luminaries like Duke Ellington and Count Basie to emerging stars like Doris Day and Ricardo Montalban and lesser known artists of the American nightclub circuit. This is amazing, you guys, and it's got a 44-page booklet. First of all, this is a multi-disc set. 1, 2, 3, 4 Blu-rays. And this booklet really, here, I'm going to just hold this up. That's the table of contents on the booklet. This is one of the must-have releases from this collection. If you're like me and you love music and you love history, I know I talk a lot about movies here. I am equally passionate about movies. I don't talk about music. I'm equally passionate about music. I don't talk about music as much here because that coverage just doesn't get as many views. And also I'm just flooded with movies, so that tends to get most of my attention. But I am a madly passionate musicologist who is constantly picking up just about every day, picking up new music. So this is at the crossroads of my passion, and check out everything that's included here. Stellar stuff. This is a series. This is an 8-episode series called Deliver Us. It's in Danish, and it's about basically revenge and taking the law into your own hands. This guy kills a little boy in a hit and run, and the dad of the little boy and the people in the town that also can't stand the guy that did the hit and run and got away with it conspire to take this guy down. And so it's a meditation on, what do they say? It's what happens when people let their innermost primitive instincts take over: vengeance, hatred, and wrath. At the same time, it's a story about love and how far we're willing to go to protect those that we love. It's on 2 discs, 4 episodes per disc, Blu-ray. Here's another TV series, Aber Bergen. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly. This is a complete series. It's 3 seasons, I believe, on a 9 DVD set. This is awesome. I'm just like, hey, you guys want a Norwegian legal drama? The entire series in one go? Yes, that's exactly what I want. He's a sharp, sexy, successful, high-flying lawyer who knows everyone. Who everyone knows. She has a sensible exterior that belies her inner strength, and she's also the love of Eric's life until she kicks him out. After their divorce, they go face-to-face in court. So that could be very fun. And well, it must be if it went for multiple seasons. So the last season here, yes, it's a 3-season series. Looks like 10 episodes per season. Slava Ukraine is a documentary made in the latter part of 2022, chronicling what's happening in the Ukraine right now. So this is both timely and incredibly relevant to just really telling these people's story. It's a documentary, of course, from Cohen Media Group. Also from Cohen is Persian Lessons. I've heard really good things about this movie. It's a co-production between like Russia and Germany, and I think Belarus is one of the countries involved in this. It's a Holocaust story about a Jewish Holocaust or camp person, prison camp prisoner, and it's basically a story. But what I've heard is that it has a really interesting, like it where it goes is something we've never seen before. That's the tease that I keep hearing about this. And so, having not seen it yet, I can't speak to it. But when I do see it, I'm just really looking forward to seeing where it goes. These movies are heavy for me. Holocaust movies are not like, if I have do I do Tintin or the Holocaust movie, But these movies are important, and they are about people and history, and I'm really curious to see where it goes. In the Company of Rose, this is a documentary. Tony-winning playwright and director James Lapine, Into the Woods, Sunday in the Park with George, befriends Rose Styron, the widow of the great American novelist William Styron, who wrote Sophie's Choice. Rose shares a fascinating story of her complex life as a poet, a journalist, human rights activist, etc. So if you're into that, that's available. Amor Bandido. This is Argentinian. This is the tagline here, the tease. The elevator pitch is from the Horror Revolution. A fantastic erotic thriller like Eyes Wide Shut by way of Y Tu Mama Tambien, not to be missed. A steamy forbidden romance centered on manipulation and control before transitioning to a shocking thriller. It's about this 16-year-old student who falls in love with an older woman, and they go to this place for a sexy weekend, and then he gets kidnapped. And it's like, was the kidnapping a result, was the woman responsible? So again, I haven't watched it yet, but I'm really curious about it, especially that tease, right? Eyes Wide Shut by way of Y Tu Mama Tambien. Bonus features include director Daniel Werner and the making of Amor Bandido, and this is from a label called Cinephobia through Kino Lorber, and they're on my radar now. Very interested in what's going on there. Two more items, guys. Yes, I Am Rick Wyland. This is a story of the co-founder of Microsoft. Well, it doesn't even say co-founder. Pioneer and unknown founder of Microsoft with his newfound wealth. It's a documentary about Rick Wyland. And it's 61 minutes long, but it looks like they've possibly talked to Bill Gates. Yeah, Bill Gates, Gil Barcela, narrated by Zachary Quinto with Mike Schaefer, Ben Sharp. It goes on and on, but interesting documentary about something that's not my area of expertise, technology, that sort of a thing. This is amazing, guys. This is the last one we're going to talk about. This comes from Raro. This is Star Pilots and aka 2+5 Mission Hydra. Mission Hydra. This is an Italian film from 1966. Yeah, 1966. I have watched this because I love my Italian cinema. I love my space movies, my sci-fi, my mid-century 60s counterculture movies. This is super cool. I'm not going to say it's a great movie because it's not, but it's fun. It's a really low-budget science fiction space movie with beautiful women, cool locations, a lot of imaginative. They take special effects from other movies is essentially what they do. If you're like, well, that seems like a really good effect for this movie. If you like Danger Diabolic, I don't know if this is on the same level, but it would make a good double feature with Danger Diabolic because it's that kind of a thing. And the song from the theme from this movie, it has one great piece of music that it's on the menu. It's at the beginning of the movie. It's at the end of the movie. It's so cool. I played it for my wife. I played it for Bree. I was like, Bree, listen to the song that they put in this movie. I was like, this is just like a low budget space camp, campy space movie. This epic song. It's like choral, like we talk about spaghetti westerns, Italian westerns, and the music of the big bombastic choir and the full orchestra with the guitars, rock guitars. That's the thing. Go look it up. It's on YouTube. The Star Pilot, or it might be under 2+5 Mission Hydra. The theme. I'm probably going to make it the ringtone on my phone. It has an alternate English language version of the movie, which is 86 minutes long, and a commentary. I don't think there's any. I was looking for a difference. The Italian cut is 91 minutes, and the English language cut is 86 minutes. Aside from a few cuts, I don't really see anything that's notable, but it does have a commentary by David Del Val. I love this release. I'm really happy to have it. That is over 30 new releases from Kino Lorber and their partner labels. Again, thanks to Kino Lorber for making these videos possible. Thanks to you guys for tuning in month after month so you know what's coming out, and for talking about these movies in the comments below. So many times, talking about how the studio classics are different from the Kino Lorber proper stuff, the more artistic fare. You guys are there for it. Like, I'm consistently surprised. We got people that work in the industry. We got people that are hitting up film festivals. And you are consistently telling me, oh, you got to check out that thing that you didn't know about. You got to check that out. It's really good. So I appreciate it. Cereal at Midnight and the Cereal at Midnight audience covers all kinds of different movies and cinema. And it's a great time for us to be a fan of this stuff because it's coming out so frequently, with such volume, with such care, with such quality, that we are really living through one of the best times ever, the best time ever for home media. So I appreciate you guys. Take care. Till next time, I will catch you later.